Hello guys and welcome. Here are my top 10 trailers from the Summer Game Fest 2022. Links to the original trailers will be linked in the description below. First at number 10 is Witchfire. So Witchfire is being made by an indie studio who originally made games like Bulletstorm and worked on the PC version of Gears of War. But since going independent, they decided to make their own game with Unreal Engine, and it will be exclusive to the Epic Game Store for now, but it will come to other platforms later. Next at number 9 is Gotham Knights. So Gotham Knights is based in Gotham City after Batman has been killed, and you as one of the Gotham Knights have got to keep the peace of the town. And what interests me the most about this game is the fact that it has co-op, so I'm looking forward to jumping into this game with a friend and exploring the city. So far with the gameplay they released, it looks okay. It doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look bad either. So we will see when we get hands on it what it's like. Next to number 8 is Aliens Dark Descent. So like the previous game Aliens Fireteam Elite, it's based in the Aliens universe with co-op gameplay based around defeating aliens and defending your team. But hopefully it will do better than Aliens Fireteam Elite, because that game seemed to do really well for like a week and then it disappeared completely. So we'll be able to play Aliens Dark Descent next year. Next to number 7 is Nightingale. So Nightingale is an interesting looking survival game. I am very impressed by the trailer so far, and I am longing to see more about the game. So hopefully we'll get more information about it soon, and I'll definitely report on it when we learn more. Next to number 6 is Fort Solis. So Fort Solis is a space horror game which is being developed in Unreal Engine 5, and it will feature acting from Troy Baker of Last of Us fame and Roger Clark from Red Dead Redemption 2. So when we get more information about the game, I will definitely look at it. There seems to be a lot of space-based horror games in this list, so let's get on to the next one. Next to number 5 is the Callisto Protocol. So during the Summer Game Fest, they showed off the Schofield cut and extended trailer for the game, where they showed off a lot more of the gameplay and the aesthetic of the world. And I am very curious how your weapon will develop over time, because the trailer that they showed, the weapon seemed to be very weak initially, but it's probably very early in the game. So I'm curious how it will develop, and it does seem to be quite gory, which will satisfy a lot of people who play the game. Next to number 4 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So during the Game Awards, they showed off the Darkwater level gameplay in its entirety, showing what it looks like. And it is a reimagining of the Modern Warfare 2 that came out in 2009. But graphically, it looks definitely a lot better than before. I was actually impressed. And the real strength of the latest Call of Duty games is the sound design. So I remember having to quit the first Modern Warfare game because the sound quality was so high that I was actually getting PTSD, like I was in an actual war. So I'm trying not to oversell it, but the sound design for these games can really be something else. So if you're a Call of Duty fan, then be sure to look forward to it. I know a lot of Call of Duty players really are into the multiplayer rather than the single player, but I am always into the single player of these games. Next to number 3 is The Quarry. So The Quarry is the spiritual successor to Until Dawn, being developed by Supermassive Games. Unfortunately, the online multiplayer has been delayed for a few weeks, but the game itself will be releasing tomorrow on the 10th of June 2022. And it's the sort of story narrative game where the choices you make affect whether characters live or die. So there are 7 playable characters in the game. All of them can die, every single one, or all of them can live. And because there's 7 that can live or die, it means there's 128 possible combination of endings based on the choices you make. I would recommend for these sort of games that you just play it naturally the first time, see what choices you could have made or would have made the first time through, and then when you replay the game, you can see how you do in terms of like trying to go after trophies or whatever. And next up, number 2 is Layers of Fears. So it's being developed in Unreal Engine 5 by the Bloober team. There previously was a rumor that the Bloober team were actually working on a Silent Hill remake, but I guess that was put to bed with the announcement of this game. So if you're into horror games, then they're only going to become scarier as graphics get better. So if you're into psychological horror games, then Layers of Fear potentially is for you. And lastly, at number 1 is The Last of Us Remake. So it will be a like-for-like remake of the original The Last of Us game, but for current gen consoles like PlayStation 5, and also it will be released on PC. And it will be coming out on the 2nd of September 2022. The director Neil Druckmann was actually invited to direct an episode of the upcoming HBO TV show, which will wrap its filming tomorrow. And also they are still working on The Last of Us multiplayer, which was supposed to come out with The Last of Us 2 when it launched 2 years ago, but they're still working on it and they want to make sure that it's the best multiplayer game it could possibly be. I recently made a dedicated video talking about how good The Last of Us is, so be sure to check that out. So what trailers did you like from the Summer Game Fest? Let me know in the comments below.